Industry Forum, Breeders' Challenge Regional Finals and a lot more. This edition of the CEO's blog. It's going to be a big one. John, thank you for joining.
Yeah, my pleasure as always.
All right, well, let's kick off with the Industry Forum. It was held at Bathurst on Saturday and it was quite successful.
A great turnout. We had the Minister for Racing there, of course. Rod Smith, our chairman, opened and set the stage for what was a really great event. It was a great event that people actually got an opportunity to speak their minds quite openly and freely and come up with some magnitude of suggestions. Harness Racing New South Wales will now work through those. We'll put a report out to the industry as to what was delivered in respect of ideas and where we see it going forward. That will take a little bit of time, but still, it was very well attended. I didn't hear a single delegate say that they didn't get out of that forum what they thought they could get out of it and how much they were able to contribute. So well done to everyone that was involved, all the staff here at Harness Racing New South Wales. Of course, Rod and the board for leading us through this forum, and Fiona and Scott from Fineview that provided every aspect of the forum that we needed.
Yeah, well, for those that didn't attend, the forum was broken out into different sections?
Different sections, owners, breeders, the clubs and the licensees through Wally Mann, and I congratulate him. He made the effort on behalf of the UHRA to take the ideas in, express where the UHRA were coming from or going to, or where they'd like to go to, rather, and also the likes of the other groups. Jackie Gibson and Flora Robson for the breeders, Michael Brown and Daniel Cordina for the owners, of course, and Mark Croato and Danny Dwyer for the clubs, ably assisted by Chris Gray. It was just a great event. Everyone was pleased when they arrived and more than pleased at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, it was nice to see the government supporting the forum with Minister Paul Toole there. Yeah,
ministerial time is very hard to get, but the industry, the government recognises how strong this industry is. For Minister Toole, he had events on in Penrith for the Crown Lands and the showground managers on the Saturday morning, but he was able to make it back there on the at the end of the day on the Saturday and deliver an address that really encouraged all those people there to go out and do what they can for this industry, and there's opportunities there and they just have to put the effort in.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the forum got off to a great note with an opening message from the Harness Racing New South Wales chairman, Rod Smith, with increased prize money.
Yeah, increased prize money, and Rod's address was absolute to what the industry have been telling us, asking us for, and that was an increase to base prize money. So in flat terms, base prize money at $5,000 race meetings will increase to $6,000. From the $6,000 race meetings, they will go up to $6,500. It's an overall yearly spend of $1.8 million.
Yeah, so Rod really focused on the fact of looking after that grassroots level.
Yeah, certainly, and that's the whole basis of our industry, the very fabric. If you don't have a strong foundation, you certainly can't have it up at the top. So the delegates were there. Really pleased with that announcement.
Well, let's move on to Sunday at Bathurst, where they had the Alabar Breeders' Challenge Regional Finals, and some trainers, drivers, owners got that last bite of the cherry for the Breeders' Challenge for the season with some good results.
Great results. What I call a great result is an even spread of money. There were no double-ups. The ownership of all those finals was different. The trainers were different. Drivers were there as well. But it gave the money out. That's our last hurrah for the Breeders' Challenge for this year.
Yeah.
And we take it forward. But a great day. 10 races. A little bit cold, but it was the grandstand, the inside facility at Bathurst there was packed with people. Those who braved it when the races were on, there were plenty out the front when the races were on. So it was a good. Once again, the culmination of our Breeders' Challenge. Alabar were there. Alan Galloway, I forgot to mention. Alan Galloway and attended the forum, made a trip all the way from Asia to be there with us to help contribute to the industry, to help us with the Regional Breeders' Challenge finals. And by the way, he's then jetted off to the US of A to do what he can for harness racing in the Southern Hemisphere across the United States.
Yeah, we were talking about people on track at Bathurst on Sunday. There was also the nice section for the owners as well. That they had it last year, but a nice spot for them to kick back and relax as well and enjoy the day.
Yeah, just another little reward. Yes, they race for good prize money, $30,000 finals, but not everyone can win the race. They all share in it, the way we spread the money in the Breeders' Challenge. But, there was somewhere for them to be. Very relaxed atmosphere, a lot of people happy there as well. And, by the way, the Minister turned up again. So he made some more announcements about where clubs can go to get grants from the government. And I really recommend and encourage clubs to go onto the government websites and see where that money is. Not everybody can get it, of course, but yes, it's there to be had.
Well, Minister Toole actually helped our chairman, Rod Smith, on one occasion. Rod was meant to do a presentation for one of the Breeders' Challenge regional finals, yet he won that race. So he was going to end up presenting the race to himself, but Minister Toole got him out of that one. Yeah,
Lexus with a view. Very excited. Rod... and Julie, like all the other owners on the day, were really excited with being the winners.
Most definitely. So following this Breeders' Challenge now, there will be another review which kicks off now.
Yes, a review of it's the annual review of the Breeders' Challenge race series, and this is all the series. This is the major finals. It is the blue finals. It is the regional finals. We put it out there to stakeholders who partaken in these events, whilst it's fresh in their memories. Tell us where you think it can go better, where you think it may have not quite delivered, and we'll take those in. That opens now, that survey, and also written submissions, and we'll run for the month of August. Take this opportunity. I encourage, again, all stakeholders to take the opportunity to tell us. Yes, we've heard it. I get many phone calls, of course, and I've seen at the track, and so do the board members. They're very active in that space. Just complete the survey, put in a submission if you've got the time, and we'll consider those for next year.
Okay. On the topic of consultation, the guaranteed mares races have been a success so far.
100% success.
Yeah.
100% success around the state, and 100% success at Tabcorp Park Menangle. These are guaranteed races, additional to a standard program, and the money is funded from the industry. So it's pleasing to know that's a 100% hit on programming the races and carrying them out.
Okay, let's talk about another relatively new initiative here at Harness Racing New South Wales, the Reward Series. There's an amendment with that. Yeah,
an amendment. I will say that it's getting a move on now. It's hitting its straps, as we say. But what we've noticed, there are a couple of anomalies in it. So there are amendments. There was a condition that needed to be replicated already in there, that it said that a horse couldn't win any more than 2 heats, and then they were out of the series. The amendment is, if we don't actually run a heat, we run a race, a $4,500 race, because we don't want those horses going into something else and missing out. So from here on in, a horse can only win 2 of those other type races, those replacement races. Doesn't put them out of the series, of course. They can still come back in and compete in the heats. But that's an amendment there. And also, when we reviewed it this week, taking into consideration it's run for a month, there will be a 2- and 3-year-old prize money limit on the amount of money those horses have won. So they're the changes, effective as from yesterday. And we'll take that forward. But it's a real success. The people who've won them, they've won bonuses. They've had the joy of winning with, I do say, the lower level entry horses, and that's what it's aimed for. That's why the amendments are there, and that's why we take it forward.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about breeding. And a horse called Fear the Dragon, who I feel we're going to hear a lot more about here in New South Wales.
Yeah, not named after me, of course, even though some people might think I'm a bit like that. Yeah, a great addition addition to harness racing here in New South Wales, and I congratulate Yirrabee Stud for bringing this horse, going out and bringing a wonderful new horse into New South Wales. Fear the Dragon, he won the North America Cup, $1 million race. He won the elimination and the final. Wonderful horse, 148.8, 1.6 million dollars in prize money. He has everything going for him. Yirrabee Stud. Yirrabee will make some announcements in the coming days, but another stallion for New South Wales, another stallion to bolster the ranks for the Breeders' Challenge, and we encourage anybody, if they can, go and source these top quality stallions to certainly do the case. And it's about breeding. If we don't start with the breeding, we don't end up with the ownership. Of course, then we don't have race fields.
All right, John, is there anything else you'd like to add to this bumper edition?
No, I think we're right for the day. Thanks,
okay.
Amanda.
All right, well, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Amanda.